Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. The other day I showed you how to make this really cool spray ink using these awesome spray bottles and liquid watercolor. And today I'm going to show you how you can alter some ribbon for your craft projects. Today's video is brought to you by Paper Mart. You can check them out online at www.papermart.com, your best source for packaging and more. And tell them Lindsay sent you. Just kidding. Well, you can. Sure, why not? Or you can just click the link right below this video if you're watching it on YouTube, and it will take you right there. So first thing I want to show you today, the first method of altering ribbon is stamping on it. And this is twill tape, and it's natural cotton. You get 25 yards for a couple bucks. It's really cheap, but it's really useful if you like to scrapbook because you can stamp a sentiment right on the tape. Or if you're a card maker, it works great. You want to use a bold sentiment stamp. Here I just have some sentiments mounted on Jenga blocks. This is what I do for my unmounted sentiments because I like to have them wood mounted. So if they came unmounted, I just mount them and stamp them. And here I've got the word merci. So I could just look over on the back side, make sure it's shiny and inked up, and I could just simply stamp it on my ribbon. This might work a little bit better with a clear stamp where you can see exactly where it's going. But there, you can see how well that stamps. I'm going to bring it up a little closer to the camera so you can see that really good. Look how clear and crisp that is. That's pigment ink, and you want to use pigment, and then if you iron it, it'll be heat safe. I'm using VersaFine Black. So that's the first way you can alter your ribbon. The second way, we're going to use our awesome spray inks that we just made. They're so much fun to work with. I'm just going to snip that merci off, and I'll let it dry and use it on a card later. Alright, so this twill is natural cotton, so it's going to take dye very well. So kind of a fun technique, and since I have my dyes out in rainbow order, I think I'm going to make some rainbow twill, and I'm going to make some rainbow ric-rac too. This jumbo ric-rac is also from Paper Mart, and it is cotton, so it's going to dye very well. Now, if you're going to use this for sewing, I would recommend that you heat set this either by ironing over it. You actually might even want to wash it first and then dye it with like a RIT dye, something like that, in hot water. But I'm going to do both of these ribbons at once. And I'm just going to kind of go down the color spectrum here because I'm so into rainbowy stuff right now. I can just work my way down. And you can see how the cotton twill is taking the ink a lot better than the ric-rac. So I'll get a much more pastel baby look on the ric-rac, which we are going to use in an upcoming video. I already have it. I have it on the old noggin. I got it planned already. But you can see how pretty this is going to be. I'm going to have to unwind some more off my spool. I don't want to get my spool all inky. I think I'll go that far for now because that's more than I'll need on a card. I misplaced my ribbon scissors. I don't know. My husband probably used them to wrap a present. No, that's unlikely. I don't know where they are. Maybe one of my kids took it. So there I have the pastel ric-rac that's going to be so cute on a baby card. Now I can flip it over and kind of dip it into the ink and kind of press it down, get a little more on there on the front side if I want to. Let's see how that looks. Oh, even better. Okay, so I've got that pretty pastel ribbon. I'm going to set that aside to dry. And then the twill tape, have a look at that right there. It's almost tie-dyed. I really like it. It's very psychedelic, very cool. Alright, and I'm going to set that aside to dry. And I'm working on one of the dollar store cutting mats. You get like 2 for $1 at the Dollar Tree, and they're really great for this. Or if you have a silicone mat, that'll work really well. Now, if you don't want to waste your ink, now it was cheap to make, but if you don't want to waste it, hey, why not? Grab some scrap ribbon, and this is some inexpensive seam binding. They don't have that at Paper Mart, unfortunately, but I got some on clearance for a couple bucks for like a super long roll. So I'm just going to use that to mop up my ink. Look at that. And then I can get some really cool ribbon that I'll just use on whatever. I like this this width too. It's nice for jewelry if you're doing some vintage jewelry, and maybe the pendant is what you're really trying to show off, so you don't want to like put a bunch of other stuff on there. You can use just some seam binding that's been dyed, and that works really well. I could spray it with water too if I wanted to lighten that up, but it will dry a little bit lighter, so I'm just going to give each of them a spritz of yellow. There we go. And mop it all up. And I'm going to let this dry into wad because I'll want this to be wrinkly. I want my ric-rac and my twill to be flat for a card, but this I want to be wrinkly for jewelry. Whoops, I shouldn't have just grabbed that with my green fingers. So there we go. Yeah, I'm finger painting. That's what it's been that's what I've been reduced to. Finger painting on YouTube. Oh my gosh. My college teachers could see me now. Woo! Okay, well, you know, that's about it. You can use these inks to dye all of your ribbon. But I really want to show you this because I'm going to try not to sully this lovely spool of white ric-rac. Go to Paper Mart, and if you get these large spools of white and cream colored ribbons, you can make whatever color you want. So that's really what I wanted to show you today. Buy in white and dye it to match, just like we did with our rhinestones. It's so easy, it's so frugal, and you still have every option out there, every color under the rainbow because you made your own spray inks. I want to thank you so much for watching. I want to thank Paper Mart for sponsoring another video. Check them out online at www.papermart.com, where we make you look even better. Thanks for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.